All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. I want to welcome everyone to today's Workday 101 Lunch and Learn. We'll be talking all about Workday learning. I'm Nikki Sitton. I'm an HR Technology Change Management Specialist, and I'm happy to be taking you all on a tour of Workday learning today. So if you have any questions throughout the presentation, please submit them into the Q&A. I have a couple moderators on the call today from the learning team that will be answering questions as we go. So here are all the stops along the way of our Workday Learning Tour. First, I'll show you how to browse the learning catalog, how to enroll your team in a learning course. We'll talk about dropping enrollments for your team, monitoring your team's learning, viewing their transcripts, how to create a team sign-in sheet, and then we'll talk about the Request Workday training program and finish up with where to find Workday Learning job aids. And first, I want to go through how to navigate to Workday Learning. So we'll go over to the menu icon, and you can see that this person has learning as their first app. You can, if you want the learning app closer to the top of your apps or within your top 20, so it's displayed on your menu, you can select edit, and then you can drag and drop the app where you would like it on your apps menu. But then make sure that you go ahead and then go back to menu. Okay, so we're going to click on learning. This will take you to your Workday Learning home. Now, be mindful that the Workday Learning home is for you as a learner here at SSM. So this first tile here is where you'll find continuing education credits through Relias, if that's applicable to your role. So you may have seen that from the previous app, and now we've got Relias continuing education here on the Learning homepage. To the right, we've got the EPIC training. If you need any type of EPIC training, you can click on this tile. If we scroll down a little bit in the required for you section, these are all courses that are required for you in your role that have been assigned to you, either through your supervisor or through seasons of learning. You can see on these tiles, it gives a little information about the course, if it's been started yet, and when it's due. If you ever have a course that is past due, it'll actually notify you of that as well. We're going to go to My Learning. Again, the My Learning tab is for you as a learner. So some of those courses in the required for you section from the learning homepage also show here in the continue learning section. If you want to see your learning history, you can click View Learning Transcript. So I'll pull that up for this particular person. So there are 3 sections to the learning transcript. The first box is Not Yet Started. So you can see these are all the courses that this employee has assigned to her, and then some more information about the course. When she begins a course, even if she doesn't finish it yet, it will move down to this In Progress box, and you can see the status of that course. And then down at the bottom, probably what you're more concerned about with looking for a learning transcript would be in the learning history box of your learning transcript. So here you can see all the courses that she has completed, when they were completed, if there was any type of attendance status that needed to be acknowledged, or grade or score, you could see it there. If you wanted to export and print your own learning transcript, you would click the export to Excel button right here, and then go ahead and save that to your computer and print it. But for now, I'm going to go back to Learning Home, and we were on the My Learning tab. So again, these are your required courses, your learning transcript. Now let's say that you enrolled yourself. I'll show you how to enroll in a course later, but let's say that you enrolled yourself into a course and you were like, oh, I actually don't need that for my role, or whatever the case is. You need to drop enrollment for the course. You would come here and you would click drop enrollment. Now, something to note is that if you are trying to drop enrollment for a course that was assigned to you through Seasons of Learning or was marked required by your supervisor, you will not be able to drop enrollment for that course. But you would click drop enrollment, and then the box would pop up, and these are all the courses that would be available for you to drop enrollment. You would select that and then finish the screens to submit that drop enrollment. Okay. So before I click on the Discover tab, we go through the Learning Catalog. I want to focus on some of these links here. So in the My Learning app, previously, there were different tiles for all of these links. Now you're going to find them over here in the links section. So we've got the link for tuition reimbursement, tuition discounts, and cohorts. If you need any information on competency programs or you're part of the nursing professional development pathway, we've got the DE&I course catalogs here. Here's all the links to the clinical education. If you are seeking like further courses for your career, we've got the tuition assistance program with FlexPath funded. And then we do have a link here to the learner job aid. So you as a learner or for your team members, we have the link to that job aid. I'm going to go ahead and open up the manager job aid. So when I click on that link to the manager job aid, I've got the actual steps here in the Workday Learning for Managers job aid. And then this other link here is actually a video showing you how to do everything in Workday that's included in that manager job aid. But let's go ahead and let's explore the manager job aid. So this will be available to you, like I showed you, in the Workday Learning app under the link section. Each one of these topics is hyperlinked, so if you click on one, it'll jump you right down to that page. But this goes over enrolling your team in a learning course, all the steps for it, dropping enrollments, like what I'm going to show you here in a few minutes, how to monitor your team's learning, and continues. So you can see if you forget anything that I say today, no worries. We've got the steps for you here in the job aid. And again, got a link to the video and then a link to Ask HR if you need to submit an Ask HR case. So let me do a little rearrange here, and we're going to go in and I'm going to show you how to do these things as a manager for your team. So we're going to go back now to the Discover page. And first, I was going to show you how to browse the learning catalog. So you can browse by topic if you have a particular topic that you would like to just kind of initially filter through, but let's click on Browse SSM Catalog. So here we are in to browse the catalog. On the left side, you can quick search or quick filter some of your browsing. So you can browse by course topic, and then some of the courses may be applied or tied to a specific location or an instructor at a location. So you can look through course offerings by location. And then we've got course, you can browse by course type. So a digital course is a strictly web-based course. A blended course is an instructor-led course, either virtual or in person. And then a program is a series of courses. And then there's other filters that you can kind of play around with as well. But let's go up here and let's just search generally by keyword. So I'm going to search for any courses related to the keyword stroke because I think my team needs some stroke education. Let me point out real quick too that in these courses, you'll see letters in parentheses, some of these abbreviations. So if you ever see CLN, that means it is a clinical course. If you see REL, generally speaking, that means it is through Relias. There's another abbreviation, you might see NCL, and that means it's a non-clinical course, generally speaking. But all right, I think I want my class to enroll in this Stroke 101 course. So I go ahead and click on it. Okay, I see that it's a web-based course. So I'm going to go ahead and click Enroll My Team. Now, when you get to this enrollment section, you do have to select or you'll get an error if you want it to be required as learning. So you can click yes or no. Let's act like we are going to assign this as required learning for the team. So you have two options. You can select a duration. So maybe you say, okay, I want everyone to finish this within the next 2 weeks. Or you could just assign a due date. So I'm going to go ahead and it's August 1st. I'll assign the August 30th due date, whatever you decide. Now, maybe I want a couple of my employees to take this course. I would just select them individually and then click submit, but I'm going to go ahead and I'll just select all of my coworkers. So you see how clicking this box at the top left allows you to select everyone. So this person has 55 team members that they can assign very quickly instead of clicking each individual box. So we'll go ahead and click submit. All right. And you can see that you get this little pop-up that says that you have enrolled your team. And then whenever your employees, your team members, get enrolled and assigned to a course, they will get a notification in Workday saying they've been enrolled. And then that's when they'll see that the course has been assigned to them in their Workday Learning homepage. The next topic we will go over is dropping enrollments for my team. So let's say that, I assigned it to all 55 people on my team, and there was a handful that maybe they're PRN or maybe they're on a different path and they don't need that course particular, or they maybe don't have time for it or something like that. So what we ask you to do if you're going to drop enrollment for your team is we actually ask you to submit an Ask HR case. Please note that if it is an EPIC course you wish to drop, then you will need to call the TSC and have them drop the course. If it is non-EPIC, then we need you to submit an Ask HR case. And I'll show you how to do that now. So we're going to click on menu and go to Ask HR, and this is in the Manager job aid. I'm going to click Create Ask HR Case. So you have to select Ask HR for the case type. And then for the case title, I'll say Drop Enrollment for a Course. Okay. And then we ask in the job aid, we do talk about we need you to distinguish which course you want to drop enrollment from. So we'll say, here we go. We want you to say, please unenroll the following team members from Stroke 101 CLN. And then you list out the team members. And then you do have to finish the case by clicking Add Required Details. Decide if you want to be your preferred method of contact is a work email or phone. I'll select work email, but I still have to include a phone number. So 8675309, then we'll click OK. And then you do have to click Create Ask HR Case after that. So if you still see this Create Ask HR Case button, please don't forget to click it and submit your case. So it's not completely submitted until you see this screen here, Ask HR Case Created. So you can click on View Ask HR Case if you want to look at that case particularly or all of your cases. But let's say that you submitted the case and you're like, oh, I need to add one more person to drop enrollment. Instead of creating another case for that particular class, you can come over here to view my Ask HR cases in the Ask HR app, and you'll see drop enrollment for a course. So I can, in addition, add a message and say, please also drop enrollment for another coworker. And then click send, and that updates the case. So then the team that needs to get this, the learning team, they'll get it and they'll make sure that the enrollment is dropped. Next, we're going to talk about monitoring your team's learning. So in order to do that, we need to go to the My Team Management app. Okay, so we're going to scroll all the way down to Workday Learning Tools. We're going to click on SSM's My Team's Learning Report. So this is all the courses that are assigned to your entire team. Again, this person has 55 team members, and you can see there's 1,500 items here. That's a lot, but I'll show you how to sort a little bit. So if we go to worker, and maybe you just want to sort by one particular worker, I'm going to go ahead and click Allison, and then click filter. So now this table is only for Allison's learning. Okay, maybe I don't really care just yet on, what's not been started. I want to see what she's completed. So if I go to progress status, and I click in the value section, I can click completed and then filter. So now I've got My Team's Learning transcript for Allison and all of her completed courses. So you can play around with that. Again, if you click the export to Excel button, you can export the information to Excel. You could actually export the whole table for all 1,500 items and then play around with some of the filtering for your employees. Now we'll go to viewing my team's transcript. So we'll go specifically to a particular employee. So maybe you don't want to see your whole team. Maybe you know exactly which employee you want to look at. You don't really want to have to do all those extra steps for filtering. So we'll go back to my team management, and I'll go straight to Allison's name under my team. And if I click on the career tab here, it'll show you the very first tab is learning. So you can see this is her, what she would see in her learning transcript. So it's like your view of her learning transcript. So here's the courses that have not been started yet. Again, if there were any in progress, you could see them in the in progress table. And then we've got her learning history. And again, don't forget, you can export to Excel. All right, so for a lot of our clinical managers, I know that a lot of you have lunch and learns that you require your team to attend, and sometimes you need a quick sign-in sheet. So let me show you how to do a sign-in sheet. But we actually need to go to your profile. So we're going to click Profile and click View Profile. You want to click your org chart or your team, your organizational chart. So we'll click on team there, and then we're going to go over to the printer icon. So you see here's our manager, and then she's got all of her employees here. If you click the printer, and then you select how many levels down from you, maybe you're a director and you want to see your managers and then their direct reports, you can click all numbers of levels. Decide if you want to print pictures or not, and then go ahead and click print. It's going to export the document, and you can go ahead and click download. I'll show you how you can modify that Excel spreadsheet so that you can make a quick sign-in sheet. Okay, it seems a little busy, but no worries. So we've got, you can go ahead and you can delete certain columns. We've got everyone's name here. Go ahead and delete these columns, information that you don't really need. If you come over to this corner, the top left corner there, and then you come to the border of any of the boxes and you extend it, now you've extended the size of each of the boxes and you've made it big enough to where people can sign in. And then you can always delete people if they're on leave and they're not going to be there. Then you can delete them. And then maybe I say, oh, this is the August in service. And everybody can sign in and show that they were in attendance. And then you can save this for the whole year, add different courses or different in-services if you want, whatever fits your particular organization needs. And then you could just print it off. Now I want to talk a little bit more about the Request Workday training program. So if we go back to your Workday homepage, up here in the announcements section, if you arrow over, there's a tile for Request Workday Training. This is our offering for one-to-one on-demand training for all different topics within Workday. So you can review the topics here. We've got a Workday Tips and Tricks course, and you can see the duration of each course, about how long it takes to go over everything, and then all the different topics and what would be included in each topic. If you scroll down, we do have a course, Workday Learning. So it's a 30-minute course. So for managers, we'll show you how to learn how to enroll your team members into a new course, view their learning completion status. And then if team members need support regarding Workday Learning, we do have some information for them as well. So you can sign up for yourself or for one of your team members by emailing this Request Workday Training email. We'll get back to you within 24 hours to schedule your one-on-one course. Okay, and so finally, I want to show you where to find these Workday Learning job aids. So we already know that you can find them in the Workday Learning app, but we also can go to the Ask HR app. So there is a learning section here within Ask HR, and we've got the Manager Job Aid, Workday Learning for Learners, how to access Workday Learning, and then if this is applicable to you, the LMS course class request form. So that actually concludes our Workday 101 Lunch and Learn on Workday Learning. Thank you so much to our learning team that's been on within the chat answering questions. I want to let everyone know that any questions that are asked in the Q&A, we'll make sure that we answer those and we publish them in the next edition of the Workday News, Views, and FAQs. I'm going to publish a copy of this presentation into the Workday 101 for Managers video library for your review and future resource. I want to thank everyone for joining us today and have a great rest of your day.